Hey fellow beaders, it's JP and it's Bead Stash Sunday. And in this week's tutorial, I have for you a very basic bracelet. It's a right angle weave bracelet, double row, and all you're gonna need are a 4mm bead and an 11/0 bead. In addition, you'll need a couple of jump rings and a clasp of your choice. And of course, beading needle and thread. This is a thread hungry project, so you're going to need maybe probably a couple, 2 to 2.5 arm spans of thread to complete this, depending on the length of the bracelet. My bracelet is, let's see, so just from one end to the S, it's about 5.5, and then with the extra little end point, I probably added another inch and a half. So to make the center portion, I have about 113 beads, so 115 for about a 5-inch bracelet, and you guys can kind of figure out what you need to make your particular length that you need. Anyway, so I used a 4mm turquoise struck bead, and so I'm using a round. Now with that, here's what it's called. Yep, it's from Art Beads, so it's like my other beads. And 4mm. What you're gonna find is that quite a bit of thread is still showing in this project. I'm okay with it. I'm using a monofilament actually, and it's a clear. If you guys are very much into not having your thread show too much, you may not like this project. And the other thing you can do is think of this as a base and then add more embellishments to the top of the beads. I really love the color of these beads, and so I didn't want to add any more embellishments. The other thing you can do is add more beads in between. So add some 15-0s between the 11-0s that I have here, or on either side of the 11-0 sort of, and that'll help reduce the amount of thread showing. Like I said, I wanted to keep this very simple, and you guys can use this as a inspiration or sort of starting point to make yours a little bit more decorative. Anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial, and let's get started. To begin, pick up 4 of your round beads and bring them down to the end of your thread. And we're going to go ahead and tie a knot. Take your needle and go around the beads at least once more to just reinforce everything. And this is what you're going to have. Just a little square or circle. And then I'm going to pick up 3 more. And I'm going to go back through the same bead from which my thread is exiting, like so. And that's what you have. You're going to have a little bit of a slack, so you want to just give it a tug. And I'm going to just flip the work. So I'm working upwards, and I'm going to go through these 2 beads. I'm going to make sure there's no slacks. I'm just giving this a tug and then going through my 2 beads. So the thread is going to get loose no matter what you do. That's okay. Don't worry. I have steps later to fix that. And you're going to repeat this until you get the length that you need. So we're going to pick up 3 more 11-0 beads, or sorry, not 11-0s, 4mm rounds. And I'm just going to turn the work and we're going to go back up. And it's pretty simple to add beads. So now you go up 2 beads, and basically you always want to end up in this bead here, which is opposite of the one where you went through. So you just go through those 2 beads. And there it is. Now go ahead and add, pick up 3, and we're going to add another box. We're just going back through. Now, I like to flip my work just because I like to work in this direction. So I'm here, so where the thread is exiting. I'm just going to go up into my 2 beads, so I'm in position to add another box. And there we are. So that's what you're going to do for the first part. Keep going until you get your desired length. So once you've created the desired length you want, what you're going to do is, if you're exiting out of this bead here, you're just going to go up 1 bead. Just like so. And we're going to add our next row. So what you're going to do is pick up 3 and go around this bead here. And just like so. Now, in order to continue adding in this direction, you actually want to end up in this bead. So I'm going to turn the work, and I'm going to go through 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. So now to make my next box, this is going to be my first bead in my next box, so I'm going to go through that one too. So now I only need 2 more beads to make my box. So I've gone through, and I'm just going to go through this one and then back through this one. And there is my box. Now you need to go up into this one here, and we add more beads. So now we need a box, we need a bead here and a bead here. So you're going to pick up 2, and you're going to go through this bead. So I'm going to turn my work and go through that one. Just like that. Then this one, because now we have to end up back here. So you go through this one. And these 2 to get into position. So you're always thinking about the number of beads and where they're going to go in order to figure this out. So, and there is a pattern to this. So now we have to go through this bead, and basically we're going clockwise. And I guess if you're right-handed, you'll be going counterclockwise. But as a lefty, so you pick up 2, and you go through this bead and back through the bead from where we started, or at least from where the thread is exiting. And now we're in position to add more beads. So we gotta go up one more. Let me turn this. A little bit easier to work this way. Pick up 2 beads. And we have to go through this one. So I'm going to turn it down again. Hopefully I'm not confusing you guys. Go through that one. Now, can you guess where you need to end up? Yep, you need to end up there. So you got to go through these 2 and that other one. So we're here and here. Pick up 2. Go through that one and back through that one. Just like that. Now we're back going this way. We again just pick up 2. Go through the 2 that are already here. Go through these 2 and that one. Pick up 2 and go through those same 2 that we just went through. And I think you guys got the gist of it. So you just keep going. You're just making circles in clockwise and counterclockwise fashion. Okay, so once you finish your second row, you want to be exiting out of one of these last beads on the end. So if you're not there, go ahead and make your way around. And what you're going to do is pick up 2 11-ohs and you're going to pop them in between these 2 beads. So you're just going to go across into the next bead. And don't pull tight or anything, you just want them in that position. Then pick up 5 seed beads, one of your rounds, and 7 11-ohs. So these are all 11-ohs. Bring this down to the end. You're going to skip all these 11-ohs, the 7, come out of your 4mm. And you have a loop. And then what you do is you pick up 5 more 11-ohs. And you go back through these beads here. So, and then you reinforce. So I'm going to go ahead and just make my way through all 4, or, well, 3. And 1 more. And now you've got your loop for your clasp. And then what you want to do is go back through these to reinforce. So all I'm doing is going back through all these beads. And that's what you have. Go back through, and I'm just going to turn this up so I can move easily. Okay, so now I'm here, and you can reinforce more if you want. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the next step. So pick up a bead and go through this next bead here. Just like so. And then you're going to pick up a bead and go through this next one. And don't pull too tight. And if there's a little slack showing, don't worry about it. That's going to get fixed as we work. So this is really simple. All you're going to do is take one of your 11/0s and go into the next 4mm round. And we're just going to continue all the way down. And let's see, looks like my 11/0 doesn't want to go through my needle, so I'll switch, get a different one. And that's it. So work your way down until we get to the end, and what we're going to do is add the other loop on this end, and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so I've added beads to one side of my bracelet, and I'm at this end here. So what I'm going to do is pick up one 11/0 and go through this bead, then pick up two, like so, and now I'm going to pick up 5 11/0s, one of my rounds, and then 7. Oops. Bring those down. Skip the 7 11/0s and go through the round. Pick up 5 11/0s and go through the bead over here on this side. You can skip the 11/0, just go through the 4mm round and the rest of the beads here. And there's your other loop. So now let's just go ahead and reinforce it once. I'm going to go up through these beads, up into the 4mm, through my loop, down, and then down this. Oh, I'm going down the wrong way, so I'm going down this way. This time we'll go through these and make sure you don't skip the 11/0s. Okay, so you should now be in position to continue down this side. So pick up an 11/0 and go down into this, and you guys know what to do over here. So I just flipped the bracelet over so that I can work in the upward position. So I'm going to pick up another 11/0 and go through this. Pick up an 11/0 and continue our way down. Just like that, and I will show you what the next step is. Okay, so now what you're going to do once you've gotten through all of these is, or you've added a bead between both sides, what you have is this. What you're going to do is pick up an 11/0, go through this 4mm, And you're going to go through this 4mm here in the middle. Just like so. And we are now going to pick up another 11/0 and go into this next 4mm. So basically you're doing the same thing you were doing, but you're just doing it in the center. And so don't pull too tight. Again, you don't want to create any sort of gathering or bunching in your bracelet. And you just want to get it into place. So continue down till you get to the end, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so once you've added the bead to the center, this is what you're going to have. And all you need to do is add some jump rings. Well, you can tie off. You guys know how to make half-hitch knots and pull them into the larger beads, and then add your clasp of choice. And you got yourself a nice 2-row right angle weave bracelet. It's really quick, makes up easily, and you can do it in different colors, create patterns. You can actually add more embellishment if you like. So you can add, crystals on top or more a line of seed beads. It's really up to you. I've kind of given you the sort of the base, and hopefully this inspires you to try something else. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.